What's up everybody, Ramey here, and today what we're doing in this video is we are reviewing the Titan Fitness tiles. These are tiles designed for deadlift platforms for various things, lots of uses. I'm going to talk about all that stuff. First thing, so these tiles, Rogue makes their own version as well. They're really designed, the main use of them is for deadlifting, to replace a platform. I'm going to talk about my thoughts on that. They cost, on Titan's website, full price is like $150, but we all know you don't pay full price for anything from Titan. I think I paid like $113, $117, something like that for these. And I've seen them as low as like 98 bucks in scratch and dent, which I would 100% buy them there if I would see them there again. So that's the cost of these things. That's for 4 tiles. So now for a deadlift platform, you obviously need 8 tiles, but you can buy them in packs of 2 or 4. All right, so let's talk about the tiles themselves. What do I think about them? How do they feel? Stuff like that. So first of all, Titan's website says they are 1.6 inches. Let's see. Yeah, they're about 1.6 there. Maybe more like 1.5 to 1.6 inches. So yeah, their measurement appears to be pretty accurate on Titan's website. Like I'm getting like a 1.5 to 1.6. There's probably some tolerance there. So 1.5 inches. So that means based on your common stall mat, which is what I'm sitting on right here, they are usually 0.75 inches. So essentially double the size of a stall mat. So the question is, do these feel like stall mats? Can you use these to replace stall mats? Can you use these as flooring? Can you stand on these when you're doing deadlift? How would that feel? Do they actually dampen sound? Lots of questions about the uses of them. All right, so and each tile is 2 by 2 feet. So 2 by 2 feet. So, you know, depending on how many you need for your purposes, for a standard deadlift platform, for a home gym, most people have a 4 by 8, so that would mean that you need 8 of these tiles. You can get away with literally just 2 tiles, one for each. You can see right here in my bar, one for each of your bars if you're just doing deadlift, unless you want to stand on something to make it even, then you would need more. And obviously for Olympic lifting, you might even need more than 4 by 8, but that's up to you how big you actually get it. All right, so let's take a look at these things and talk about how they feel. So the first thing I want to do is I want to show you what they actually look like. Hopefully you can get a good view there. You can see that the top of the tile, which is what I'm holding, right here, the top, is really thick and condensed, and then the bottom is much looser, almost like a rubber that was put together. They actually look different too. So here's the, I don't know how good you're gonna see this on camera. So here is the bottom versus the top. You can see some footprints on there, but you can see the difference in material. So there's definitely a 100% difference. I don't think it's actually the type of rubber is different. I think it's the shape of the rubber is actually different on the top versus the bottom, almost like 50%. Like they make like 2 different mats and put them together. That's what it really looks like here. As far as how does it feel, it feels rubbery. It does not feel hard like a stall mat at all. So if I was rating like the rubber feel, and I rated a stall mat a 10 for hardness, I would probably rate this like a 6. So it's like half is rubbery almost, a little more than that, but just like almost like half, like 2/3 as more rubbery than a stall mat. So that's like my feeling, and obviously everyone's gonna have a different opinion on what that is and how soft it is, but I'm just saying that it's more rubbery than a stall mat for sure. They are not the same hardness at all. I saw some people post online that they were similar, or they felt the same. They do not feel the same at all. Whether that means Titan changed the formula of them, I don't know. These were bought in 2024, or whether maybe Rogues are different or something, but you know what? I felt these in other gyms, the Rogue version, and they feel just like these Titan ones. I've never actually looked at them in detail, but I've stood on them enough to know they feel just like the same when I stand on them. All right, so Yes, they are definitely 100% softer. So what does that mean? So let's kind of talk about them. So let's talk about their functionality. So what about, I guess one of the big questions is for use of these things is, do they A, protect your floor, and B, do they dampen sound? So let's talk about sound dampening. So they do 100% dampen sound versus a stall mat. They do. I'm going to show you a little test here. They do dampen sound. It's not nearly as much as dampening as a crash pad. So if you're looking for like no sound in your house because your baby's sleeping, your neighbor's going to kill you, whatever it happens to be, you know, your wife does not want you making any noise, crash pads are going to be better. Let me just show you. I'm going to drop from like ankle high so you can see the difference in sound. So look, crash pad, stall mat. Do it again. Crash pad, stall mat. Do I think these are thick enough to protect your floor? So, you know, I know that Rogue sells these and they claim these will protect your floor even during Olympic lifts for a, you know, for a platform. And I obviously am not testing this. I almost want to like put like something under here and like smash it a bunch of times to see if I get it to break. I feel like I probably could. I do think that yes, they probably will protect floors. 100% from dropping deadlifts. As far as Olympic lifts, if someone was using, well, you wouldn't be using iron weights, but if someone was using iron weights for Olympic lifts, I think maybe it would break the floor. I don't know. So just as an example, I actually have my slam ball over here. I do these with the slam ball. I slam ball these. And when I do slam ball, I have two of these stacked up, just like this, and I do the slam ball. I'll just show you. So I take my slam ball in the mornings, do this. I feel that vibration in my feet. I feel the vibration in my feet from the slam. So like, I think that they definitely will protect your floor with bumpers. Iron weights from waist high, yeah. Olympic with iron, I don't know. I haven't tested it, so I don't know. They probably will protect. Now, I feel much, much better with a stall mat underneath and then the tile. I'm pretty confident your floor is pretty good. Like you're going to overkill level here to protect the floor. So yes, this will protect. Next question, can you stand on these things? How do they feel when you stand on it and deadlift? So in my opinion, I feel like I'm sinking into the mat when I stand on it. When I do deadlifts, I want to be stable. I do not want to be sinking into rubber. I actually have a wooden platform that I stand on when I do deadlifts so that I'm not standing on this. I do not like standing on this for deadlifts. I think it's weird that I'm like being pressed into the rubber. A stall mat, I feel hard on deadlifts. This, I feel like I'm sinking in. Now, I've read from some people that they prefer and like that feeling. So it does work. You can do it and you probably would get used to it and think that it was fine. I personally just noticed that I'm sinking in and it feels a little weird. When I've been in gyms that have used these for their platforms, there's always like a wooden centerpiece. So I've never stood on these in gyms. But yeah, I feel like you do feel like you're sinking in. 100% you're sinking into it. So just know that. Like you're gonna feel like you're sinking in. As far as use of these things, honestly, these things are brilliant. You can use these things so I think they weigh like 20 pounds each. They're pretty, I mean, they're heavy enough, but like light enough that you can easily carry these around the gym and it's no big deal like moving them from one place to another. During your workout, it's not, if I was moving like 10 of them, it'd be a pain, but just to move like 2 of them around, it's actually really cool. So for example, like when I do a dumbbell incline press, I just throw these on the side of my bench so that I can kind of like drop my weights down without worrying about like the floor or you can see just the weights or whatever. They're like pretty convenient for stuff like that. If I need like 3 inches of height to stand on, or for some reason like I want to do like, I want my deadlift to just be a little higher. Like, these are brilliant. Like, there are so many cool uses for these that if you just need something like higher, you need a platform to stand on, like a makeshift platform that's like 3, 4, 5 inches, just throw these all together and you can stand on. Like, it's so easy. It's like a makeshift device. They're extremely useful for a home gym also because you can hide them. Like, they're really easy to just like put somewhere. I mean, I just have them on the floor here and I use them for my slam ball in the morning. I actually also want to have my squat mats in front of me. Someone uses them for their squat mats. They like actually cut into the rubber here, the shape of the squat mats, to use these to get some more lift on their squat mats. Like, there's so many, you could use these for calf raises if you put 4 of them up. You could use it, like, there's so many unique things that you can do with these that if you see them on sale, like, you know, even for the $150, they're so useful for a home gym for that reason. So I think that they're pretty cool. I think that there's some uses. I wanted you to be aware of the disadvantages of them. If you are building a platform, do I think that you need like I'm gonna do a video on platforms because I'm gonna talk about mine. Do I think that you need like the metal around it, the casing for these? 100% you do not, unless like they will maybe move sometimes, like you'd have to like kind of put them together every once in a while, but I don't think you actually need the metal piece surrounding it as for a platform unless you want it to be in only one place. Like, that's like if you're gonna keep it in permanent, one place, never move it, yeah, I get that. But I don't think you need it. You can easily, like I could do deadlift right now with just the 2 on each of these barbell ends. Like, I just have one here, one here. I could do deadlifts, I'd be 1.5 inches off the ground. It's more like a pin, you know, like on pins. Fine, like it's super easy to like mimic stuff like that. Like, it's just 1.5 inches up. If you need it to be a little higher, deadlift to be a little higher because it helps your back, boom. Like, this is actually great for my back, 1.5 inches off the ground versus my standard deadlift when it's all the way down. This is actually great for my lower back. It helps me just enough to get basically a full deadlift and not cause any pain in my lower back. I really think these tiles are brilliant. I think they're very useful for home gyms. And you got all my advantages and disadvantages. So later, everybody.